of want to get into a little bit. I kind of want to get into like from the beginning of the story, kind of like, a little bit about like where you're from, kind of what you're into and kind of how you got into it. Obviously, I know that you like film the moon and the skies and stuff, but for like the audience out there though, that's tuning in, maybe just kind of start with like what it is you do and how you kind of got into it. And
well, basically, I've always been interested in conspiracy theories, spiritualism, and all of them sort of angles. I was massively into it, and whether you just pick up pieces as you go along, things trigger you sort of different nodes. Discovering stuff on YouTube, watching other different things, listen to other great speakers. I guess some of the best, and the name is not going to come straight to my head, but that's fine. It will come back. And other channels like Project Camelot and all them guys. I watched them over decades ago, and it's really interesting stuff. Really got into it, and I've always been into the ET stuff and UFOs and that sort of consciousness aspects and stuff. So it's always been there. But from the time I started doing the UFO stuff, once you start seeing a UFO, I think even when you get to the point where you acknowledge I'm actually seeing something, and it's there's an awakening moment there, and it becomes a bit of a buzz. You get addicted to it, especially when you start stepping forward to try and filming them. But when you do get those, like I've had some other footage now, and they're not looking too pretty now, but in the beginning stage they were really cool. So I've had some fantastic UFO moments. So it's like, wow, it's addictive, and it stays with you forever. So it's like, you're always aware, always watching the skies, always looking at through the different kind of elves. Like someone could be talking to you in the street, and you're always aware what's going on. Just a little bit ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a fascination as well. It's cool. It's a good thing to get into.
For sure. Well, like, so when do you remember like when you first saw, like when your first sighting of a UFO was, or when you first saw something in the sky and was like, that's, defying the laws of physics, that can't be normal, like, was that a short time ago, or was that a long time ago?
Oh, that was many years ago. Yeah, I've had going over 10 years ago anyway, at least. I had them. I had a couple of those wide awake moments. You're like, but you're always alone, aren't you? So, so it's just one of them ones. It blows your mind. You're like, oh, your mouth is wide open, and you're going, I'm actually seeing this for real, and it's, and it's just like the room has just got bigger. The road has got wider, and you're just like, it's just wow. It just hits you, and of course, it's everything, isn't it? It's the technology. It's who are they? Who is it? That sort of personal one-on-one, sort of, it's almost like, I guess, what's the word? It's almost like some sort of personal,
kind of like a
acknowledgement along this mad, crazy life that we're all living and stuff. So
I think part of like the biggest wake-up call is like, just considering the fact that everything you've been taught and told to believe your entire life could be, there's the possibility that it could be a lie. And then like that starts to like really take hold. You start chasing it. I've seen a lot of orbs. I've seen a lot of like
yes
serious different colored orbs that seem to defy the laws of physics, and just like directional movements. And that's like kind of been the extent of my UFO experiences. Other than I have a picture my brother-in-law took. I did a video on it of a tornado that came through town with
yes, I think I've seen this.
Obvious, that was like a mind-blowing moment, because like I knew where that picture came from. Like that wasn't something I found on the internet. Like, no, this is a relative that took the picture, and there's something in that picture, man.
Oh yeah. And it's not a matter when you get confused, like I don't know, you woke up and something's on your photograph and you're like, is it? Oh no, but you're in that moment, and you have this awareness, and it will scratch at you until you figure it out. Sometimes it's in your face, sometimes it's there, I should say, and it's saying hello. It's you know, it's waiting for you to, it's almost laughing with you, because it's like, you're going to figure this out now, aren't you? And it's boom, and it's just, and it leaves it with you. So it's like, it's an amazing thumbprint or fingerprint to on the acknowledgement of it all. But it is a very personal kind of thing, unless you're in good groups. If you get in good groups and you can talk about it with many people, then you're not so isolated on those sort of subjects or experiences. But mostly it happens on your own. You're like, oh.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I have noticed too, that when you are in groups of people and you're like, and if you collectively are talking about it and believe in it, you're more likely to see something, like it was last year, we were having a poker night, and we were looking up at the sky. We were sitting around a poker table. We were talking about orbs. I had a buddy up. He was from Arizona, and we were talking about orbs, and he was telling me about an experience he saw. And one of us looked up, and I'm not kidding you, we saw a bright orb going across the sky, and it was followed by another one right after another, right after another, right after another. And it like blew all of our minds, because we were literally just talking about it, looked up, and there it was, boom, just like that.
Group consciousness, the power of it. It does seem to happen like that. Your synchronicities improve if you're surrounded by like-minded people. I don't know, just in the moment, enjoying it, or definitely, even if you're just fascinated by something, it kind of just amplifies the chances of something happening. It really does. It does work like that. It really does.
And like a lot
of three people focusing on, it does. It kind of, it does. It kind of works that way. It stands out consciously. I don't know. Maybe the flags are all flying, but
I think it has logically, like telepathic communication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've noticed as well, like while stargazing or UFO hunting, if I have a certain question on my mind, or I need am seeking guidance, I'll ask the universe, and I'll get confirmation through the orb sometimes to the answer I'm looking for. It's really bizarre, really bizarre.
You're wide open to it. No, but it's good. It's a confidence to do that, isn't it? I think it's a confidence to step forward and project yourself. You could say telepathically, you could say spiritually, but it's just to, I suppose, broadcast yourself through your inner voice, which no one else can really hear. It's you spiritually. And I guess if you are spiritual or even open, you're going to go, well, the only one's going to hear me is, it's going to be spiritually or extraterrestrially, or those that are telepathic are going to hear you. It's just something that's innate in us to do that. But it's a good resonance to keep building and project yourself like that. But it's good to be confident in doing it. And then a step forward, it does help more, when you want to manifest stuff and see stuff, and it shapes you.
Yeah, for sure. And I've heard certain theories around how do I articulate this? I've heard certain theories about the orbs possibly being from the future. Do you believe in time travel? Do you think that could be a possibility, that it's really just us from the future, kind of seeing what's going on? Or
I do believe in all that. I do believe there's many timelines. I believe there's futuristic stuff, absolutely wide open to it. It's I believe I believe in the Matrix theory that we are living like many Matrix kind of. I'd say everything that you could imagine or even think is happening here on Earth. It's crazy. It's you're not going to hear of everything happening, but believe me, everything that you could try and imagine, anything you want to experience, is happening here.
Yeah, dude. It's like every action movie, adventure movie, every movie you've ever seen, all happening at the same exact time.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it is crazy. That's what I think is happening. In the mind of a wider kind of way of thinking about it. And most of us are probably. You will not. It depends when you're open to stuff. So there's some experiences you'll never know because you're not aware. But when you become aware to these experiences and stuff like that. And I suppose you've got to resonate to it. Be ready for it and things like that. So
yeah,
definitely believe in futuristic stuff. But you have these spooky moments in your life when you're going, there's something ultra happening in this moment, and you're going with this person or a scenario, and deja vus and stuff like that. Definitely believe in that sort of thing.
there's all kinds of.
I
I'm just
definitely
trying to
believe
figure out.
technology will figure it out.
Mhm.
Definitely in the future. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Time travel, man. I think that would be so cool. You know what I mean? I believe in
Yes,
it
definitely.
100%.
You can see why I'm into the UFOs and stuff. It's the right place to be. I mean, if you know, as far as being fascinated by stuff, because you know, to think it and want it. Imagine going like having an opportunity to go on a UFO tonight, for instance, and you're
Right.
going, yeah, I'll be right up for that. Well, and step forward into that new kind of dimension of like possibilities and being, leaving the
Yeah.
planet, moving here, going there, beating time, coming back. Like, wow, that stuff
Dude, I
just blew
know.
my
It's
mind.
like
It's
Star
cool.
Wars type stuff. I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt tonight. I'm a huge Star Wars
Yeah,
fan. And yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Hop on the Millennium Falcon, hit light speed,
yes,
be at another
absolutely,
whole
all
nother
of it.
planet. You know what I mean? Like in an hour. you know,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah, all of it. Meeting ETs and extraterrestrials, if you believe that sort of thing. I mean,
Mhm.
I certainly do. And I'd love all that. Absolutely wide open to it. In fact, I'm pretty bored here as it is. And if I had an opportunity, I would
Right.
definitely go. I'll be definitely, yeah, no questions asked.
Definitely. So you're from England. Whereabouts in England are you located at?
I was originally from London, but now I'm up in Northamptonshire, Wellingborough.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're in the middle of waiting now. We're sort of process of moving from one house to another. So where we're going to end up going to is Eastbourne, and we've some of the footage that I've been doing there for the night sky watching with the night vision camera, the psionics that you probably see in the background there.
Okay.
Yeah, that little white device there is fantastic. It sees into ultraviolet spectrum and infrared spectrum. It's got lovely scope, and it kind of brings the nighttime to daytime. So you get colours and ranges at nighttime. It's beautiful. And obviously, I was up on Beachy Head in Eastbourne, first time, and I did some recording up there. I mean, zero light pollution. I mean, the sea is just there, the English Channel, and in fact, pretty much pointing towards France, and you just got this black sky with all these white, you can see everything, but
Yeah.
it's just crazy. And I pointed that thing up there, and it was just like, it was alive. Satellites, things are moving all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
and and I'm like, wow, it's a buzz. And so I
Yeah.
can't wait to get down there and start filming and putting some really good stuff together, as I've been doing on Facebook, sort of building up tasters and experimenting with stuff. And sort of bring the night sky to life and things like that. So people are always aware of it. It's nice to do it in a nice sort of, what's the right word to say? Make it people are fascinated. So fascinate them, intrigue their mind. And here you go. Look at all these lovely things. And you'd be surprised. The feedback I had on Facebook was fantastic. People
Yeah.
love it. They really love it.
Absolutely, man. I know I certainly love all the stuff I've seen so far that you've been creating, and that would be really cool to not have any light pollution. I can honestly say I've never been able to look at the sky without light pollution. You know?
Yeah, big cities is a hard one. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I got very lucky. We're kind of more countryside here, but unfortunately, you are surrounded by A roads. They're busy, and
Yeah.
obviously, the moment if you can't wander off into a field somewhere, it's easy said than done. Find somewhere dark so you can do some filming. It becomes difficult. So, but Eastbourne, oh yeah, I can't wait. 5 weeks, whatever it is, I'm already got my mind's eyes. Excuse me. I'm ready to do the filming. I'll be out all the time. So
Excellent.
I reckon I'll be getting some nice UFO footages as
Yeah.
well.
Do you ever try filming anything through a telescope or?
Yes, yes, yes. I use the telescopes. I've got one in the background there. We've got the other one downstairs, like a Dobson. These are like the lower end, cheaper end. Anyone
Yeah.
could use them. And to be honest with you, for filming the moon and stuff like that, that's all you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great. Just point it at the moon and just get close-ups and start
Yeah.
filming. Just get it on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you fancy doing it, even on your website, and just let people enjoy it. People love it. It's
Yeah.
just basic elements. The moon, what you can get really close up into craters.
Yeah.
And imagination runs wild. People love it, man. I love it.
Now, have you ever seen when you were filming the moon? Have you ever seen any air like UFOs that?
Dying. I'm still hoping. I'm still waiting. I know the biggest object we got is the moon, and I'm not being funny, but most most would not want to pass in front of the moon because it's just like, hello, here we are.
Right.
But then you got the scale of the moon, the size of it, the diameter is, was it, I can't remember now, is it 4,000 whatever it is, miles in diameter. So even when you're zooming in on the moon and got this brightness coming back at it, I mean, the ship would have to be, the UFO ship would have to be quite sizable for you to see it.
Right.
You know, you'll be blinded out by the light of the moon, and also the scale of it, the size of it, would have to be really sizable to be spotted. Right. I'm always hopeful. I mean, I really want to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the money shots. Oh, I definitely want that. I've had an aeroplane pass the moon during the day. Got that one. Very lucky for that. Mm-hmm. That's cool. And I've slowed it down. So you've got this, got this commercial airplane just flying past the moon, and we've got it slow. You can see the contrails. Nobody like to reach out and touch it. It's cool. Yeah. So I've got one of those footages floating around. But yes, I would love to get satellites coming past UFOs all day long. I mean, even if a TRB-3 came along and said, I'll do it for you, Mark, and just pull up like out of Batman, you just get the TRB-3 just pausing and for a moment across the moonshot, and I got that. I'll be well happy. I've right. Yeah, merchandise that one straight away, straight on mugs and T-shirts. Let everyone enjoy it.
Right? Great. Heck yeah, make an NFT or something. I
love it, mate.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I'm really hopeful. These things will happen. I'm putting the shout out. I'm always manifesting it. I'm very open for it. I've got the history of it, and also the more you do it, the more chances you got for it to happen. So yeah, absolutely. I think I will get lucky. I know it. I can sense I will get lucky.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, manifest that shit.
Yeah, you got to focus, mate. Yeah, you got to want it like as anything else. But and you got to have fun with it. You got to love it. It's a bit of a jingling of energies there. You got to, it's almost like that magic creational thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You
gotta love it. You gotta want it. You gotta,
yeah, man. I love that, dude. That's so cool, dude. So you do a lot of like daytime filming then too, right? Like you do what's it called?
Yes.
Sky watch.
Yeah, cloud spotting.
Okay.
What I'm really doing is I'm bringing in the three kind of dimensions for everybody. Since it's been kind of boring for me here in the UK, not being rude, you come out for the winter phase, you're not really going to get to see much, as hard as it is. So when the weather's got a little bit better, I've sort of kind of tried to keep momentum for creating videos, but also almost, what's the word, instructionally saying, look, here's a template, this is how I'm going to show and find them. I know it's a tall ask, but I know it will happen. So you've got cloud scanning. And basically, during the day, good weather, you've got nice blue skies, got these nice, decent, fluffy white clouds with gaps, not too fast. And you just take your time, you're zooming in and you're popping in as close as you can, getting really close to some of these cloud ranges, scan around the edges, look for little points here, look for little points, and just keep going until you get lucky. Because then, and I was trying to do that as an exercise, so people go, all right, I get what you're doing. So when it really happens, and it will happen, and other anomalies will pop up, whether, what that will be, it depends on the day. And people understand your method. That was the whole point, really. It's a bit like scanning the moon. There's a method because you want to see something. Right. You're hoping to see stuff. So it's also an imaginative thing. You're also seeking to find stuff, UFOs particularly, and other anomalies. And also the whole process is quite fun and relaxing. So, some of the footage, I would hope so, that would be quite relaxing and comfortable for people to see. So when that UFO does pop out,
right, and
they're
that's
gonna
the
go,
thing.
They're gonna go, hey, I was expecting it, but I didn't know it was going to happen then. And it was like bam, and they'll be like wide open on it. They're like, that's pretty cool, right? So you get these kind of methods to building up these, a bit like juggling, really. This is how I'm going to do it. And then as the weather improves and you practice, and you get your kit right and your techniques and your editing right and whatever, and the weather improves and you just need a bit of luck, boom,
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. It's, they're there. And
there's so many factors too that like go into trying to put something like that together and effectively film it. I've tried filming like the moon, slowly, and I was constantly adjusting my tripod because of the rotation of the earth, and it's the moon's constantly moving out of focus, But so you talked a little bit about conspiracy theories at the beginning of the show, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, if you have filmed any like airplanes, specifically chemtrail airplanes, or if you're even a chemtrail believer or not. I mean, you don't have to
Yeah,
answer that if you don't want to.
I haven't filmed any. I mean, no, I've tried to. I like using the high altitude planes as target practice. What I mean by that is, it's very difficult to film something that's that
Moving.
far, and because they're really small by the time they're up there, and
Right.
and they're moving fast. So if you can use your standard camera, which I've got up there, the Sony one, times 57 all over, a bit after that is digital, and you're trying to zoom in on something, and obviously everyone knows the more you stretch out,
Right.
you focus, everything's, that's where you get the shaky footage, because everyone's equipment is not really designed to
go,
be that close like a telescope, but and stay focused on it. So what am I saying? So I will use them as target practice. So moving object, high altitude, can I get up there quickly, hold the camera on, try and keep them in frame because it's so difficult, move it at full zoom, and I do look at the plane. So yeah, but chemtrails, no, I did understand the idea of it, but I still don't. No, I haven't bought in on it too much. No.
Yeah. Okay. See, I'm a firm believer that they're spraying the skies with chemicals, aluminum, all different things. And I understand that people aren't believers of that, but it just seems very odd to me how often I see chemtrails over the sky, in the forms of X's, and symbology is used a lot by the global elite to symbology is how they talk, and it's just like, it's mind-blowing watching a plane go over and just sit there and watch it, and then it just dissipates. And then the next thing, over Lake Erie, the entire lake is nothing but haze. You can't even really see the sun. It's just nothing but haze. And it just doesn't seem right to me, and I feel it from breathing it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what is disappointing to me when it comes to sky watching, is because every time there's a clear sky, here comes some planes. A few weeks ago, we got bombarded.
You are right, actually. Yeah,
one after another, one after another.
But have you noticed since the lockdown and COVID, and it's been impacting a lot of air traffic up there, should we say, that there's been less planes? Have you noticed that? There's less planes, less trails left by planes and stuff. Have you noticed that?
Not over here in the States, man. I see it feels like it's been ramped up,
Oh, right, fair. They're all back to full swing. It just seems quieter here in the sky, which I might just be lucky, and it might just be around my area, but
it could be. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
could be. Yeah. In my little reality, it's like, wow, there's hardly any traffic up there.
Yeah,
it's like every day. What I'm doing, but it's But I'm not totally against the idea of it. Anything's possible. I wouldn't be surprised with a lot of things, but I had tried to think about it, weigh it up, and I go, well, is it that? Yeah. I never did get the facts. In other words, it never stuck. I never did get the facts. So I'm like, is it?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair, man. Dude, there's so many different things going on around us. It's just, you can only put so much energy into so many different things. You know what I mean? Yeah. I touch on chemtrails a little bit on my channel sometimes, but I don't go like full bore, because, dude, that's exhausting. It's exhausting to talk about, and it's exhausting to listen to. And I get that, but I was just curious, with all the filming that you've done in the sky, if you were able to capture anything that was like, oh, something's not right here, or not.
No, I mean, the only one I've got with, and it sounds, the only one I've got with a nice clean footage of a plane, and what's left, the exhaust coming out the back, or as far as I've called it, exhaust was left. That time I filmed one flying past the moon, and you could see it all coming out. It's like,
yeah,
it just sits there. Oh, it's a beautiful bit of footage. You'll have to have a look at that one. And I've slowed it down and stuff like that. But I don't know, is that the right amount of exhaust? That's the thing I was trying to understand in my head. When I looked, I thought, well, maybe that is just literally exhaust fumes.
I think there is some contrails, and I think there's also chemtrails,
but on the biggest scale of things, I know what you're on about. Are they those white planes that have no markings?
Yeah.
Very hard to say, isn't it? It's like you hear
no windows, no markings,
Possibly, yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter if it's cold or hot out. It's like, I understand the concept of contrails, and it's like frozen particles, water vapor particles that hang in the air. And I've seen them, they'll hang around for, 30 seconds. After a minute, they slowly dissipate, And then there's other ones in the dead of summer where it's just hanging in the sky for hours and hours. And it's like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't to me,
But this is the bit, you see, I still don't understand it myself. So
Yeah.
that's why I can't, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why they're called conspiracy theories, I guess.
Well, some are justified conspiracy theories. I mean,
100%, yeah.
Yeah, there's enough there to keep us all going. I think, I mean, the contrail ones, I'm not too sure. Sometimes I still try and think about it. I've seen some of the footage, I've seen some of the ideas and what's brought forward, and I go, oh, wow, if someone really wanted to do that, you could see it happening, couldn't you?
Right.
And then it goes quiet, you don't hear no more about it. So then I think to myself, it doesn't pop up my radar. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Some things will just stay on your radar or there, and it will just keep tapping at you to say, look, you need to learn more about this. But then, like you said, there's so much to focus on.
Right.
Maybe it just never stuck in my head, there's other things out there, like I'm more into the extraterrestrial thing and other races and underground bases and things like that. I mean, I'm definitely wide open on that fact, it's got to be. I mean, if I had loads of money and if I was an elite, or if I was, a higher, epoch of my life, and I was like, oh boy, I've got an opportunity to learn more, meet them, do this. Well, I'll do it in secret too.
Right.
You would have my own base. I mean, if I could afford to.
Yeah, me too. You know what I mean?
Not in a crazy way. It's not even a negative. It's just like, why not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it makes sense when you hear it. You go, well, no doubt. It was, military. And you go, well, get it. Probably would, absolutely. So,
On the alien end of things, have you looked into like different races of aliens and things like that?
Oh yeah. Well, we all know the David Icke one and reptilians. I think that's probably real, although I've not met one. But what I mean is, I think they're probably real. I know there's other races, a bit like the tall blondes, Nordics,
Pleiadians. There's the
Pleiadians, Sand Nordics, the Anunnaki. Yeah, I'm definitely wide open on that one. Yeah,
I
would even go as far as saying I definitely know I've passed or I've met one or I've had an encounter. Definitely.
Dude, yeah, man.
Tall blonde, definitely. I know I had that.
That is freaking awesome, man.
It's
weird when you're like out in public, you have like that feeling like this isn't like a normal person.
Oh no, because I've been studying them, you see. Because I went through what you did as well, the conspiracy theories, and I went, oh yeah, so the Nibiru understanding, the Sumerians, and you go back, and I've gone through all that, and I really got into it. I would have to admit, I really loved like wow, this is like, it's like a roller coaster thing, and you're just really into it, and you understand it, and you understand the terminology, and a lot of it makes sense. You're going, damn, the pennies are dropping here in my head. And I'm like, it all makes sense. And obviously, I was that fascinated. I would get deeper into it and learn loads about it. Read all the books, Satyra, Scythians. Don't ask me for the titles. Names are terrible. I keep forgetting. But I've read them. I've got into them. Looked at hundreds of hours of videos and stuff. So yeah. So but the Pleiadians. Yeah, I don't think I've met a Pleiadian, but I think I have met a Sam Nordic, tall blonde. So definitely on that side of things, and that was probably because of the synchronicities of what I was into. When I say met, I had a passing encounter, but it was a passing encounter that was, you're going to know, and I did know, literally about 100 meters before she came around the corner, it was like, there was that connection. It was just, and it was a very strong connection. It was brilliant. It was like, but it was, she walked past, and really tall, super fit looking. It's the features and the hair and stuff like that. Hair, short blonde, but it was a lot thicker than ours. What I mean is, her eyes deep blue, almost like wearing contacts, super fit, like muscular. Like
when you just know.
Lord, that was the point.
It's like
I definitely knew because of the build up of some synchronicities I had to go through or did go through up until that point and even after. So yeah, it kind of confirmed it to me, and I thought, hey, it was difficult at the time for me, because it's almost like in one hand you're getting this fantastic opportunity, but then it seems like there's another force out there making sure, oh no, you're going to suffer.
Right.
you're going to go through some hard times just before that moment happens. And I thought that was the bitter pill, wasn't it? But it was fantastic knowing that I know confirmation wise. I probably could talk about it more, but I've definitely had a passing encounter with Sam Nordic for sure.
That's awesome. I don't know if I've ever had any encounters with like an extraterrestrial or not, but I definitely believe they're out there, like among us. You know, there's like different ones I've heard of are like the Arcturians, there's the Lyrians, the Palladians, the Blue Avians. Corey Good. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not.
Rings a bell. Absolutely.
He talks a lot about the Blue Avians and the orb type extraterrestrials, that it's like they're a higher density, you know, their vibration. They've kind of lived several lifetimes and kind of worked their way up the karmic level to where their vibration, they're basically like an orb, you know. But he claims to have been part of the secret space program and has been dealing with extraterrestrials for years, you know, kind of behind the scenes, working alongside David Wilcock. You know,
David Wilcock, that name rings a bell.
yeah. He's an author of several different books. I've admittedly have never read any of his books, but he's been on Ancient Aliens, made appearances on that show. And I just find it really fascinating. I do believe they walk among us, you know, and I definitely believe in the reptilian species that is more than likely controlling things behind the scenes and has been doing so for a very long time. And the way I relate that kind of extraterrestrial species is with in the book of Genesis, in the snake in the garden, among Adam and Eve, you know. And the thing I tell people is like, you know, I don't know what your religious beliefs are or whatever, but you know, it's like, do you really think it was a snake talking, or could it have been an extraterrestrial reptilian? You know, because that's what makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
This is where what these triggers, they're the ones that keep you wanting to learn, you see, and that's the whole point. Unless you're terrified of the subject and you just go, it's not for you. If it's damaging you, forget it.
Right.
But if you're really intrigued and you're open, it's a bit like wild stories and stuff, and you go, absolutely, yeah, learn more, figure it out. It's a puzzle. And it's, you know, at the end of the day, we're all part of the same drama here, theoretically, and it's all for us. The information is for us to learn as well. So it wouldn't be there otherwise if we weren't there. Well, if we weren't meant to find it and learn more about it. So, you know, it's part of your journey to do so, isn't it?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. You know.
Yeah, that's I'm easy with it. I'm more wide open to it. I have been all over the years, so it's you know, I wouldn't mind meeting them. I wouldn't, you know, I'm not being rude about it. I don't mind meeting them, having meetings with them, or even going somewhere and learning more about them. No problem, you know.
I'm just kind of curious, just for conversation's sake, what your astrology sign is.
Cancer.
You're a Cancer. Okay, so you have a summer birthday. That's cool.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. You know what I mean? Like when I meet people, what their sign is, just kind of for, you know, similarities and things like that. Just kind of, you know, I'm just intrigued by it. You know. I'm super intrigued by it. You know, I found a lot of similarities between people with like my sign and certain signs. You know what I mean? And
what sign are you then?
I'm an Aquarius. I'm an air. Yeah, I'm an air sign, and you know, so it's cool. Cool.
Everyone's got their thing, isn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just one of them things, you know, more on the spiritual side of things, you know, that I'm into. So
that's all good.
Yeah, and the astrology side of it. So, but so yeah, man, that's cool. I love what you got going on. You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to more of your videos. Obviously.
Me too. I'm really desperate to get out there and do filming. It's just stuck in the middle of this move, and it's a bit dry up where I am to do stuff. So it's the moment I can get down to Eastbourne and got the coast, you know, the hills, you know, the downs. Oh, mate, I'm spoiled for choice, and that's dark skies, and I can't wait.
So you have quite a bit of countryside there, then, where you can.
Yeah, well, where I'm at, I'm supposed to be countryside, but like I said, it's just all A roads. I mean, you try and get out your car, and it's like there's nowhere to park. Just you've got to keep driving and driving. It's crazy. It's no good. So I'm better off going where I'm going, and it's absolutely going to be mint. But it is what I want to do anyway. So
yeah.
And plus, I'll push up the website a bit, get it all working really cool, get some fantastic footage. And then what I'm going to do with the footage as well, I'm going to sort of make the videos, but I'm also just going to do like, you know, like a stock footage thing.
Yeah.
For bloggers and YouTubers. And I'm just going to put these UFO little clips together, like, and just let them have it, man. You can just buy it for like $10 or 10 quid or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's a
Stick your
great
videos
idea.
and just, yeah, well, it's why not?
Yeah.
It gives me an incentive to carry on and keep doing it as well. So it's things like that.
Yeah. If you can get a couple bucks for your work, you know what I mean? For the time put in.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely, man. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
It's one of my
I've heard
sayings
that
over
once
here on the
before.
show. Oh man. All right. Hey man. Well, it was really good talking to you. You know, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoy your content. And real quick for all the listeners out there that want to check out your stuff, want to you know, maybe find you, maybe talk to you, you know, where can they find you at?
Oh, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. You can go to the website, www.ufowatchuk.com. Just look out for UFO Watch UK, and just you know, look for the logo, the one with the green eye, UFO Watch UK. That'll be it. Oh, and it'll all go back. So Facebook's pretty good. There's a lot of interaction at the moment there. That's really worked out well. YouTube's a bit slow. Don't know why, just a different community, I guess, to break into. Facebook's taken really well with it. The website's there with all contact information. So yeah, you know, if you want to have a chat, whatever, ask something,
Cool.
whatever, go for it.
Cool.
That's what I'm here for.
Excellent. I definitely look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Definitely, anytime, mate. Yeah.
Definitely touch back in with you and see how it's going and, you know, stay connected. So that's what it's all about, man.
That's what I thought. You know, I seen you cracking on YouTube, and I thought, actually, nice guy. I like what you're doing. So I thought, why not? Well, that's what we're meant to do, and it just gets to know, build communities. You know, and
I certainly appreciate that, man. If you don't mind me asking, like, how did you find my channel? How did you hear about it?
I found you just on YouTube, literally, just you know, just I guess it's not by name, but just one of your videos are there. So I clicked on it, you know, get that sort of random bit where you just go that, you know, I'll just find out what that one's doing, that one, and there you go. I found, I can't remember which one it was, but you were interviewing someone, talking to stuff, and it was just like the stuff. It's very easy talking, and that's what people like, I think. Well, I enjoyed it. You know, it's
exactly.
Yeah.
Very rarely I have like a script I go by. I've been trying to get better about doing like an outline, just so kind of something to bounce off of. But man, what I really am trying to achieve on the channel is just that genuine conversation with somebody I've never met before, and just kind of figure out what they're into, you know, what they enjoy doing. And it's been great so far, you know, and
good basis. Yeah.
It makes me so happy to, you know, that it's working out like this, you know. Meeting you, talking to you, having you come on the channel, dude, I love it. You know what I mean? And
you're not the only one, mate. I've enjoyed it. And but I definitely know me and you will probably talk again a short time in the future.
For sure.
That's what we're here for. I'll just talk all day long about it. I love it, you know, and we'll get a bit more niche into some of the subjects. It's not a drama. We can do that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to be doing some stargazing here myself as soon as the sky clears up. It's been so cloudy that at nighttime, you know, all the clouds move in as soon as the sun goes down. I swear, just how it works, you know. But cool, man. Well, we'll definitely stay in contact for sure.
Yeah, dude, definitely, mate. Yeah.
All right, cool, man.
Absolutely.
Well, you enjoy the rest of your night and over there, or is it morning over there? What time is it?
Oh, it's midnight now. Yeah.
Is it really? Holy smokes.
Yeah, about 1:45 or something like that.
Well, I definitely appreciate you staying up to you know, talk with me. So
that's cool, mate. I mean, if the skies are good, I might pop out in the garden and just stick the old psionics on, you know, just why not? Just this is, you know, it's the best time now to do it.
Excellent.
Because we've got nice skies today. I mean, this is the best night skies we've had in a long
time. Take advantage of it then.
Absolutely.
All right, dude. Cool.
And you take it easy, mate.
All right, you too.
No problem.
All right, we'll see you.
See you definitely again, mate. Take it easy.
You too.
Cool.